ByteDance, the parent of TikTok, reported in 2022 $85.2 billion of revenue. $85.2 billion.
And that's ByteDance, the parent company.
What else is under ByteDance?
Nothing.
No, they have China apps.
But it's one of those like that's 90%
That's
TikTok?
90%. It's
I would
like
say 60 billions from TikTok.
I would say 83.
The other 20 is from the CCP.
Yeah, there's
or maybe
nothing.
fucking Biden wrote him a check. I don't know.
7 billion of Indo-Pacific.
Yeah, that's part of that Indo-Pacific bill.
I think what they're doing is taking all the money they made last year and said, fuck it, we're going to figure out shop. We're going to burn every last penny.
Sounds like they're figuring out shop.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Okay, so what we're talking about, because we just soared right into an intro to an episode here, is I was telling them that, Mark Zuckerberg's buddy, Alexander Volkanovsky, on Saturday at the UFC
He's a UFC guy.
Got kicked in the head and knocked out. But the thing that is extra like Zucky about it is he wasn't scheduled to fight this guy, and this guy's competitor got hurt. And so last minute, like a week and a half notice, they were like, hey, do you want to fight him? And he's like, yeah, sure. But like, he's just been like in Lake Tahoe rolling around on floating boats with Zuckerberg, and then just went for it.
Oh, man.
And he got killed.
Got killed.
And dude, there was an Indian guy. He was the first UFC Indian fighter ever. He got KO'd too.
You got knocked
Obviously.
out? You got knocked out? Oh,
This
no.
dude hope he eats meat. Jesus
The guy
Christ.
looked shredded.
No.
He looked amazing.
I got to look him up.
His name's
You know what
Anshul.
You know what the problem with Indians and UFC? The whole culture is based on not fighting.
Indian
Turn the
culture?
other cheek.
Yeah.
Gandhi was too busy turning the cheek.
Anshul Jubilee.
Yeah, he got KO'd.
Damn. Anshul.
He looked great though. He had a six pack. He was shredded.
You know what's even, speaking of funny things in sports, Indians in UFC is very funny. Like comical.
There's a guy.
That's my
I mean,
guy.
yeah, sure. He looks like...
Looks like one of your friends on the juice,
Yeah, he just looks
He
like...
was even important enough for Dana White to do the weigh-in.
Well, because I think he's hoping, if I'm Dana White, I'm like, I hope this Indian wins because
Yeah.
we have 1 billion Indian fans.
That's true.
It's Dana White knows if this Indian guy wins.
I think they asked him at the press conference about India, if they would go there.
Yeah, I mean, if he won, they'd be there.
Yeah.
You know
this
what's
guy
a
fucked
really
it up.
funny thing that's happening in sports? In 2028 Olympics,
The flag football?
flag football,
Yep.
Wait, it got approved?
it got approved.
Ugh.
Let me tell you something about flag football.
Ugh.
One, nobody anywhere in the world plays it. Zero.
Kids.
Who do you think
Kids.
someone in Iraq is playing flag football?
No,
Norway,
they're smashing each other.
Germany?
Actually, they're not playing at all.
And they're encouraging the NFL players to play it.
Yeah, someone said when Dak Prescott throws 3 picks against Iraq, what are they going to do?
Jamar Chase,
Olympic?
who's like a star receiver on the Bengals, said he'll play.
2028?
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I know,
Go get
but
a gold
Flag
medal.
is nothing.
by the way,
Yeah.
nobody in America plays flag football.
Kids.
Literally 6-year-olds play
That's it.
flag football.
That's it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Even Pop Warner plays tackle at 8, 9 years
I wonder
old.
why. That's not even a sport.
It's not a sport. It's disgusting. I think it's disgusting.
That's fair.
What part's disgusting?
I'm
I
fine
think
with
it's
that.
funny.
No, I just literally.
I just think it's funny. It's
I like disgusting.
We're gonna destroy them. It's gonna be like 92 Olympics all over
I
again.
hope someone from the People's Republic of China is listening. I hope they train all their kids to play flag football and they destroy
But no,
America.
they want the NFL guys. You're not going to beat them.
You can't. They're not faster. They're not. I
They're
mean,
not-
literally, you get the ball to one of our. Get it to Ocho Cinco. He's outrunning every other country. At 50, how old is he?
Yeah, probably 50.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so dumb. That's not a sport.
It's
That's a watered down version of a sport.
I'm actually, I would have thought they would have brought UFC to the Olympics.
Yep.
Like
It kind of already is. Like
Is that
meaning
wrestling?
Huh?
Wrestling?
Well, no. I mean, wrestling is obviously in the Olympics, but I mean like it's already everyone from all different countries competing on any given day.
I know, but to me, that sport feels like I think all
violent.
of the athletes would have participated
Yeah.
because of the pride issue.
Yeah.
And you would have gotten maximum participation.
But think about it. You're asking to live in a world where people can beat the holy shit out of each other for a gold medal. But the world is actually going in the direction of flag football.
Yeah.
There's no way. They would never approve it.
You chase Tyreek Hill. You grab his
Literally.
flag.
They might as well play hide and go seek.
Yeah.
So dumb. Okay.
I was just disgusted by that.
Do you guys go on Twitter a lot? Anand, do you still go on Twitter?
Yeah,
I go
I'm
on
on Twitter.
X.
X.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
on it
yeah.
all day.
Because I don't know why over the weekend, I think because we got a puppy. I don't know if you saw we got a puppy.
Yeah, I
I told
did.
you we got a puppy. And I think, I'm having trouble like finding my reading time when you have like a puppy running around shitting everywhere. And so I've been like just doing quicker things. So I found myself like on Twitter and Instagram more. And I just, every time I go on Twitter, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but it feels like the world is absolutely over.
Yeah.
All the way from finance to like obviously war updates
Yeah.
to like
I think that's
real
what's
estate
working
market.
from engagement also, like
Yeah.
fear. Fear always works.
The problem is like smart fear, like meaning it's not
Well thought
CNN
out
fear,
fear.
like death count 5 million. It's like here's a full
here's
thread.
63 reasons why the economy is going to go to
No,
zero.
because like if you open Twitter, all you hear is the 10 years rising,
All of it.
economy's fucked. That's all you
Yes.
hear.
Yeah,
And most people don't even know what the 10-year, how it relates to the economy,
yeah.
but it makes you feel,
No one thinks a 10-year-old is affecting the economy.
well, no, the 10-year treachery.
The 10 years are rising.
10
The
years
10-year-olds are rising.
if I wake up any day, it's the 10 years rising.
Do you just kind of skip that stuff?
No, I mean, I don't skip it, but I
You're used to it.
I look at what the stock market does
Yeah.
with relation to what all this information does.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of process it. Because for the most part, given the amount of fear, the amount of turmoil, the amount of like geopolitical conflict,
Yeah,
the stock market's held up.
it has. You think we got a soft landing?
And Bitcoin's at 30K.
I know what's going on.
Let's go.
You're
I think
popping
My
off.
boy Larry Fink.
Did you ever sell any Bitcoin?
No, I've never sold a coin.
It's the softest landing.
It's the softest of landings.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything? Do we have anything else to catch up on before we jump into?
No, I think we should highlight Bitcoin as it was my win of the week on Thursday
Yep.
or Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
It's a flight to quality, and it's officially so. Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock, who manages $10 trillion.
I don't think so.
Thank me.
Think me.
He said it's gold, it's U.S. Treasuries, and it's Bitcoin. That's tough to beat.
It's tough to beat. I mean, Bitcoin
And it's
has
tough
held up.
Like, can you imagine? Like, you guys were all in the office when I was talking about this shit 10 years ago,
No, stop bringing it up.
and
I'd be so
everyone
rich.
said I was so stupid. And now you have the head of the biggest
But
asset
I don't know if
management
we called
firm.
you stupid. Did we call you stupid? D might have.
D definitely did.
I said, "Oh, that's
I
interesting.
mean,
I'll
I'll put
do
it like
that."
this.
And I
The
just
reason
never did.
why, here's the thing. From an investment standpoint,
Yeah.
I don't think you've missed anything at 30,000. You could still jump in.
Yeah.
Like I sold my Bitcoin like 7 years ago at 20,000.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
I agree.
no way. It's
My
2018.
wedding, I paid for my honeymoon when Bitcoin hit 19,000. 19,000 something.
Bitcoin hit 19,000 in 2017.
Yeah. So no, 16.
No, didn't. I actually know this math really
Go
quickly.
check 16
There's
December.
no chance.
Let's see. Let's see.
The 2017 was when the rise happened,
Let's see.
and we were at Art Basel, Miami. I remember landing off a red eye, and Bitcoin hit 19K, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, December 11, 17. Yes.
Yeah, I'm right.
19. So that's when
I'm
I
right.
sold. So, but my point is that was 6 years ago. It was 19,000.
Yeah.
So you haven't missed it.
I
You
agree.
missed 6 years. It's gone up 50%. That's not that good of an investment.
So
So
if
you
Bitcoin
could
really works. It's like a million, right?
what?
if Bitcoin like really,
If Bitcoin is really
Yeah,
gold, it's $1 million.
That's my point. Is that like you haven't missed it?
Yeah.
You missed 6 years at 50%. That's like Microsoft went up way more than that.
yeah, I agree.
So you could still participate in the Bitcoin rise.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
still-
look, if the case works, we are still, it might as well be
We're
$3.
the early innings, 100%. And what my point is, the fact that the biggest asset manager in the fucking world is comparing U.S. treasuries and gold and Bitcoin in the same conversation.
Yeah.
That's such a different dialogue than what we heard 10 years ago. We're like, oh, it's for drug dealers and crime and this and that.
That's
Well,
true.
I mean, I'm sure treasuries is for drug dealers too. Everything's for drug dealers.
Yeah.
No, but my point is the fact that it's even in the same conversation.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's pretty cool that Bitcoin really, I think this feels to me like the beginning of Bitcoin surviving like the 2021 NFT crypto everything, because I feel like it kind of got like a bad rap during that time.
I mean,
People don't know the
January
difference.
of this year was at 16,000.
Damn, that's how low it went.
This year.
Where was it 2021? Did it peak at like 30, 32?
No,
69.
65, 69, and 21. But
That's
everything was
insane.
69 and 21.
Yeah, it's true.
It went down as much as growth stocks went down. It
That's
didn't
fair.
pace any different than any growth stock.
I'm just surprised. I guess I kind of thought that when they started adding it to these bigger funds and things, and like, I guess that was like last year we started talking about that. Like, I kind of was hoping for a quicker
Ascent.
ascent. It's okay though, but I do think we also needed time.
It started at 16,000 this year. It's 30.
That's fair.
So you
It's pretty
2x.
quick ascent. Yeah.
If you had just bought Facebook, you would have 3x.
November.
3x.
yeah.
But my point is, it's the same asset class. Like, that's what I like about it. It's the same conversation.
Yeah.
We're talking about, you just mentioned Facebook and Bitcoin in the same conversation,
Yeah.
which is very different than what anyone would have said 10 years ago.
Yeah, it took 10
5.
years.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I feel like up until COVID, it was still obscure and drug dealer.
And then post-COVID, people have been like, oh, it's a fraud. It's a scam.
I did start watching Billions, and did you see the Gary V like NFT call out? Where they're like, I don't know, there was some little thing
The
about
show's
like,
so bad, I can't even watch 5 minutes of
a
it.
guy was this is funny.
Yeah.
This is funny now that I recap it. A guy, so one of the prosecutors was trolling like Gamblers Anonymous meetings to try to find scams.
Yeah.
And there was a guy sharing at the Gamblers Anonymous meeting. He's like, I invested in Gary V NFTs, blah, 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 and now I'm broke. It was really funny.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, all in all, that show is not what it used to be.
no, it's probably the biggest descent of any show I've ever watched in my
Makes me
TV
sad.
watching history.
Yeah, I used to love it.
It's unwatchable.
Do you
gotta
watch
just
the
do what
morning
Succession
show?
did.
I love the morning
I
show.
did. I used to.
The new season? You're watching it?
Incredible.
Is it?
You like it?
Yes.
Okay. I've watched like the first 2 episodes.
I mean, the acting
the new
is
season
so
or of
good.
Yeah, new season.
It's got the guy from Mad Men. What's his name? The famous guy. He's really famous. Mad Men.
Not that famous.
Fuck. God damn it. I don't know that guy's name.
The Mad Man.
He's like a famous guy. If you saw his face, you would know his name. Josh, tell me his name.
The Mad
The star
Man.
of Mad Men.
Come on, Jamie. Dude, the Rogan Jamie is a key element to podcasting.
Yeah,
because
just
he just
quick,
Googles
quick,
it,
quick.
right?
Yeah.
All right. No one knows this guy's name. Whatever.
Is it John Hamm?
John Hamm.
John Hamm.
John Hamm's
Yeah.
very famous.
That's no, obviously.
Yes.
I know that.
Yeah, not in this
John
one.
Hamm is basically Elon Musk in this season of The Morning Show.
Okay.
So they basically find this space guy that wants to buy the network. It's like very much he's Elon Musk.
I fell off after I forget. I guess, well, what season are we on?
3.
Okay, so then I just missed 2.
Yeah, you should watch it. 2 is incredible.
Okay.
This season's great. Someone in the Chatty Cathy Club last night, I was like, after the kids went to sleep, I was going to go to sleep at like 8 o'clock because I was so tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone's like, you should watch Old Dad on Netflix. Holy shit. I mean, Bill Burr,
Yeah, comedy, obviously.
yes, hilarious.
Series or movie?
It's a movie. It's basically Bill Burr's his dad. He's like an old school white guy. his kids go to this like woke ass school.
Oh, and he's like not with it. I
He
gotta
just
watch
can't
it.
understand it. He
I gotta
just
watch it.
can't process it.
I gotta watch it.
It's so funny.
Can I remember tent real quick?
Please.
Can't say any names, but I was at the Succession House.
Oh, this. Yep.
Is that in LA?
It's in LA. It's in Palisades.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
I'm
What
sure.
was there? A party or do you know
It was a birthday party. It's honestly one of the nicest houses I've ever seen in my life.
It doesn't even look like a house on the show. Like it looks like a fucking weird
Is
like
it,
outdoors
What's
lodge.
the backyard sitch?
So there's 18 bathrooms.
A lot
Not
of
bad.
shitting.
a lot of
A
people
lot of
shit.
places to poop.
But there's like so many pools.
What is it,
There's a
like
cool
4
bunch.
bedrooms, 18
It's
bathrooms?
5 bedrooms, 18 bathrooms.
Wow. And somebody rented it for a party?
Yeah. And you can Google it.
18 bathrooms is ridiculous.
The guy who owns it's 27 years old.
Wow. It's like a party house.
Yeah, I mean, you can Google it. It's not like, I'm not like leaking anything, but the house is so fucking nice.
That's cool.
Tennis court?
No tennis court.
Pool?
Oh, yeah, so many pools.
Yeah.
There's like an endless number of pools.
Well, he has
Multiple
18
pools.
bathrooms, so you might as well have 10 pools.
Yeah.
So what is that, a $150 million house?
86.
Wow.
That's
Cheap.
reasonable.
This guy's cheap.
Yeah. Market's down.
He paid 86?
That's what he paid.
Wow. Who's 27 and owns $86 million house?
You can Google it. I don't need to.
Crypto?
No.
Well, tell us. If you can Google it, you can say
His
it.
name's Austin Russell. You can Google it.
What's he do?
He's Bill Russell's son.
Big Bitcoin guy?
No, he's LiDAR. You know, the self-driving chips.
Oh,
This
little
fella.
SPAC.
Look at this
You
fella.
can Google his house.
He's a SPAC guy. That
This
guy.
fucking Like,
Wait, look at the house. Just Google the house.
We know the house. We've
All right,
seen
we
the
know the
show.
Yeah.
look at this fella.
Okay. All right.
Hey guys, want to come see my house? Hey, I got 18 beds. Someone got to poop. Oh my. Okay, let's talk about news. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. In the what I would say is one of the best ideas for marketing, but worst ideas, to me it seems, for actual practical use. Amazon's drone delivery service that has been talked about forever is apparently coming to reality.
So if you remember, there was a 60 Minutes 10 years ago
Yeah.
with Bezos. Maybe it was more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And they talked, and it was at that time, it was like the biggest thing was that Amazon was going to do these drones with delivery, and everyone just kind of laughed.
Yep.
Everyone thought it was
That
a
was
jo-
the big unveiling. But ever since then, there's been like little clips here and there. There's been little, like it's always been kind of in the ethos.
And now it's ready. Amazon's Prime Air drone service, and it's live. It's going to be live in College Station, Texas.
I feel like in
It's-
big cities, they'll just sit with BB guns and fucking.
Yeah, look,
pick those things
not to
off.
say it's going to work everywhere, but I think rural America, it's amazing. It's a pharmacy. Amazon Pharmacy is the College Station one, and 500 medications, including those for flu, asthma, and pneumonia,
Okay.
and it's free to use.
For Amazon Prime members.
Look, I think like we all are realizing that no one wants to work.
Yes.
So the idea of like a delivery person in the near future is going to be really hard. And by the way, guess who you don't have to tip?
A drone?
Look at you guys so fast.
Really quick here, right?
A drone. But I just like.
remember, I don't know if you I get this clip every fucking week, Family Feud with Steve Harvey. He
Which
goes,
one?
all right, name the most popular, they say the most popular, they give you a thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, with an H. He goes, Jose.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yep. That show I feel like is right up your alley. At least the clips are.
I mean, I don't even know where to find it. If I knew where to watch that show,
Yeah.
I would watch it all the time.
It might suck and just the clips are good, but it seems
The clips
it's your
are
type of humor.
unbelievable,
Yeah. It just feels like maybe College Station, there's responsible adults ordering medication, but it just seems like on any medium-sized scale, like you see how we treat bird scooters.
Yeah, the problem with the bird scooters, they were in our way. Like you go to
I think
the
if you
corner.
could peg that thing with a rock, little surface-to-air missile, and get a fucking Amazon.
But by the way, like, I think these drones are gonna have cameras. They're gonna, imagine if you BB gun it.
Here's the cost problem,
mask
right?
on.
So in Beverly Hills, they have drones that survey
Security.
for security. The BHPD.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you see them?
Yes. There's
Often?
drones all over,
All day.
all day, and they actually sit in the station and watch what the drones are capturing. And those drones are $200,000.
How big are they?
They look like a drone, but I was told they're $200,000. So I can't.
You mean they look like a Best Buy drone?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
Makes sense.
Look, I'm not a drone guy. So,
Sure.
but when I look up, it's like, oh, that's a drone.
But also it might, the cost might be $500 and,
No, it's a $200,000 drone.
But I'm saying like, you're taxing the city of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, they're just dummies.
If you're the drone man, if you're the Raytheon
Yeah, you're
of
just like,
drones.
oh, this is a Beverly Hills drone.
But no, those drones are, obviously equipped to survey a very high profile area. And that's $200,000. What's Amazon paying for these drones?
Yeah.
I know, but they're gonna figure out how to make this drone for $50K.
Frugality.
Yeah,
One of the
frugality
tenets.
is big.
One of the core tenets over there at Amazon.
Yeah.
Look, I love the idea of it. It's so cool. I just, when I see the
There's
way.
a difference between $200,000 and $50K. Maybe like your
Well,
medical
yeah,
like,
but I
think
think
it's
about
dropped in the wrong
I don't think a drone's gonna end up costing at scale $200,000. That Postmates robot rolling around Sunset
I
all
guess
day.
that thing makes it though.
What?
That thing survives.
Oh yeah.
If that survives a
I
drone.
mean,
survives. You're
when I order on Postmates, I have the option of like getting the robot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an option.
Yeah.
Do you get it quicker?
I think you get it quicker, and guess what? I ain't tipping a robot.
Oh, the
So I
robot's
picked the robot all the
cheaper.
way.
You get the robot.
Yeah.
And you go outside to
I
the
go
robot.
outside. I don't care. I go walk 10 feet. I'd rather get the robot and not tip.
Oh, okay. Well, you're right. I guess if the robot works, a drone could work. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
the
would never
robot's
expect the robot
rolling
to work.
around Sunset
Yeah.
at like 7 p.m. on
if
a
you're
Friday
okay with the
night.
margin of error, I think it works.
If you're what?
Okay with the margin of error.
Yeah. I think my case study was more like the way that we treat birds and limes and like nice things out in the world. I don't know. There's parks or there's I grew up skateboarding. There's nice skate parks. They're just, you give it 5 years, they're covered in graffiti and fucking beat up and people.
And then how low do these drones need to fly?
Yeah. I
No,
feel like
they-
if you're
they
one of these
throw 'em
smash and grabbers, you just post up next to the Amazon warehouse and just pick them off.
I have more faith that
Just catch and fucking run off. Yeah, you're right. I mean, in theory, I love it.
That's why I like the pharmacy, because it's like, and it's not for all pharmaceuticals, so it's more for like flu and asthma and shit like that.
Yeah, put some
Like
fucking,
no one's gonna steal like, oh, I got your fucking Tylenol PM.
put some opioids in that thing.
Yeah,
and see
then
what-
it's a wrap. That
Yeah,
thing's
get some oxy.
pinged off from the sky.
So you can't get into the Postmates robot, huh? Like if you're a homeless person, you
no,
can.
it's impossible. It's locked. You could even try pushing it over. Like I've seen people like kick it,
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
just like randoms. Nothing happens.
Pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens. Stressful times.
Yeah.
I was just talking about Twitter. That doesn't help. We live in a major city. There's, crime is up. Economy on the edge. Wars. A lot of stress. A lot of things to stress about. You guys, multiple kids. I got a puppy.
Yep. Stress?
Stressful.
Yeah.
Turns out there's a place that we can go if we want to dial that down.
Yeah.
Because there we have the winner for the least stressed out state, where the least stressed out people are in the country. Alaska. Hawaii. Definitely Hawaii.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. So Minnesota is the least stressed state, and they experience the least amount of money and family-related stress. Also has the second highest average hours of sleep per night,
What the
right
fuck?
behind Colorado. Utah is the number 2 spot. That state has the fewest average hours of work per week. It also has one of the lowest percentages of population living in poverty and has the lowest divorce rate. That's because of polygamy. You have 3 wives, and who's getting divorced?
Who's getting divorced? Yeah, just switch wives for a minute.
Minnesota, though, is shockingly a large number of Fortune 100 companies are in Minnesota.
Oh, Target.
Target,
3M.
DuPont,
Do you think that is
3M.
Do you think that's
It's
a contributor?
Yeah, it's like you have a good career.
Yeah,
You can make a lot of money and the cost of living's low.
Yeah, it's a good fit.
It is like I mean, this is gonna sound silly, but like,
Cold as shit.
yeah,
It is cold. We
Yeah.
went for the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl,
so
yeah.
it's
It's like
cold.
0.
but it is kind of like we kind of fucked up in a way with like moving so many jobs to, like Akron, where I grew up, was all built around Firestone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that whole town everyone had a job there, and that was like the thing. And then they moved or whatever, and now it's like this weird kind of obscure, like,
That
what
was
are
a
we doing here?
mistake in the 80s and 90s with unions and minimum wages and
But
look how-
China,
But I know, but like we could have given subsidies. Now that we know how the world works, there's unlimited money.
we know that now.
So given that think about it like this, you could have saved this middle of the country
Yeah.
with just subsidizing things.
Like,
And
what
said
if Apple?
Firestone, go to Firestone and go like, look, we understand you can go to China.
Yeah,
What are you going to make an extra 10 billion a year?
yeah.
Here's 5.
Here.
That's nothing.
And you get like a nice stamp made in America. Like I think we fucked that up
Yeah,
pretty
we
big.
should have just been subsidizing everything the entire time.
Imagine if like Nebraska was where they made all the iPhones and it was just this beautiful flourishing town.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that the literal like city right around Walmart headquarters is like very nice. And
Oh,
like
it's
one
beautiful.
of the Waltons
Bentonville,
are really into art, and there's a
Yeah.
beautiful art gallery there, and it's a really nice
insane bike paths, just
Yeah.
like everything. Bentonville's like
like
they've done an incredible job.
We fucked that up.
We could have easily subsidized all this nonsense. Now that we know, we'll give 50 billion here, 100 billion there,
Yeah.
trillion there. Who cares?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's insane that we don't invest in our own communities because, Biden, politics aside, so $100 billion that's being 60 to Ukraine, 15 to Israel,
Yeah.
or 40 to Israel, whatever the number is.
And it's
But, like-
gone forever. There's no reinvestment. I mean, it's national security apparently.
And then like 14 to like Taiwan.
There was some Indo-Pacific.
Yeah,
But
that's
bro,
the
we're
Taiwan,
paying
yeah.
fucking Palestine. We're paying everybody. We're paying
Yeah.
Israel. We're paying Iran. We're paying. Everyone's getting a fucking check.
check, yeah.
But why wouldn't you just give it to the good
Firestone.
folks at
Give it to-
Akron?
yeah, give it
The
to
problem
give it
is
to
that
Goodyear.
like you have a group of politicians.
No, but I actually am really curious what politically is wrong with being like, why do we not give $100 billion
Because you
to
know why?
American
You know why?
states?
Because someone's going to get rich. Rich. Fuck you. Fuck everyone. Piss on everyone rich. Politicians can't accept that. So imagine if you had
So like, what's the Cavs owner's name?
Gilbert.
Gilbert. So like you're saying if 10 billion goes to Ohio and Detroit, which
Yeah.
is where he
Yeah.
like they don't want him to get richer.
Yeah, they're just like, yes.
Because you don't give it to Ohio, you give it to the corporation. You give them a tax break or whatever
Yes.
to keep it there. And
But
in the
that's what's
short
happening in
term,
every
in the
country.
short term, Gilbert gets rich. In the long term,
The city is fine.
Cleveland's beautiful.
Yes. And that's
But
what I don't
think
get.
it's all very short term, though.
I know, but the problem is that like people don't realize that someone will get rich whether you like it or not. You might as well participate in it,
Yeah.
and then you save these communities. Like,
But also, why wouldn't you? Why?
like
This
when
is why
I
I don't
drove
get.
through Cleveland like 4 months ago, whenever I was there,
Be nice. I'm kidding. It's
I can't.
terrible. It's terrible.
I can't.
It's terrible.
No, but
it's sad.
It's terrible.
It's and I remember going, and it's actually better than the first time LeBron went to the finals, and it's still like.
It's
Dude,
terrible.
and this was the second most populated city
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah.
They let it die.
Yeah.
America let it die.
Yeah, I think that what I don't understand is why isn't America okay if you have an option? One guy gets rich.
Yes. But the community gets saved.
Yep. Or hundreds of thousands of people are fucked. You would rather not let the one guy get rich?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you understand? AOC is literally the dumbest fucking person on the planet Earth. With the way she talks about Elon Musk and
I don't disagree with.
She doesn't understand
nonsense.
it. She doesn't get.
But my point is,
She doesn't.
She was a bartender.
Did you see? Okay, go. I'm going to go to the left. Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. We've been letting 19-year-olds and bartenders and fucking everyone run the goddamn country.
No, but why wouldn't we just spend $10 billion in our?
I know.
Like,
Someone will get rich.
It would suck out of all the opioids. Opioids wouldn't exist if we just spent $10 billion.
I'll tell you what. AOC would rather let Zelensky become a trillionaire, which is what he's going to be.
Oh, he's going to be so rich.
Zelensky will be one of the richest men ever.
Yeah.
Rather than giving the subsidy to fucking Google, who's going to build a goddamn campus.
They don't actually
in Long Island
think.
City.
Like it's all like ideology. There's no actual critical thinking skills.
No.
And like, you know what?
Morons.
If Elon Musk has to become a trillionaire and, every now and then
the middle of the country gets saved.
But so I guess what you're saying is basically, we don't mind that the people making the money are Zelensky.
Yes.
And can't be Americans.
No, we can't trace that. We know it. Yeah. Obviously, we're not stupid. We know Zelensky's going to have a $10 billion trust and live in Dubai in probably 2 years. But
Switzerland.
Do you know that the fucking comedians, like this was on Rogan and all the comedians talk about it on their separate podcasts, they used to do stand-up with Zelensky. And he used to play the piano with his dick. That was one of his gigs. So they're like, oh yeah, Zelensky. Like we'd sit outside and smoke cigarettes with him. And one of his little shticks was he would bang his dong on the fucking...
This guy, I was gave 60 billion.
And no, if you go on Wikipedia, his bio is he's a comedian and actor.
Still currently.
I think he's acting. He's acting like a fucking idiot.
I didn't even realize that was a joke.
I wasn't saying it was a joke.
We said still, meaning like, it still says that.
It still says that.
But the funnier part is he still is that. It's fucking, because the story of...
Because we can't trace that money. That's the problem.
Not even, I think even that's too smart. It's just the storyline of like the oppressed country and we're here to save and blah, blah, blah. You don't care. You don't look at like, what if you removed every job that Elon Musk has created from the country today? What if you did? There's a bunch more people, not all of them, of course, they're really smart people too, but like there's a lot more people that are
fucked up,
left behind, like, but they don't think that way. They just think like
rich white man,
rich white pig.
Yeah.
And fucking save the dictator, imposing his will on this. Oh, we're so righteous.
Yeah. It's
so dumb. It's so like
stupid.
child. It's so like what a 10-year-old would understand.
If you saw that $100 billion bill that was presented to Congress, it's shocking.
Yeah, I bet if you saw the way that, how we talked about COVID relief funds and where they actually went, I bet if you saw like the fucking random Ukrainian government dude that just got a yacht and fucking like, I bet it's absurd.
If you're an American and you're struggling, if you want to just completely jump over the cliff, just know there's a Ukrainian politician
there is.
doing way better than you.
Like a sixth in command that's like, fucking planning his trip to Ibiza right now.
Indo-Pacific got a quick 14 billion.
And nobody even knows what Indo-Pacific is. I looked at it like, Indo-Pacific? Who's fucking Indo-Pacific?
But why do we also write checks to Iran and Palestine, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we getting?
Why aren't we doing it to Akron?
Akron, all we got is Swenson's. And I hate to say it, but Swenson's isn't as good as it used to be.
Minnesota doesn't need it because they have all the Fortune 100 companies.
Because Target, though, why don't you go give Target more of whatever they're doing? It's working.
Yeah.
People are sleeping great.
Give Target security so they don't have to shut down fucking stores that kill communities, lose jobs, create unemployment,
We're so
create opioid
dumb.
crisis, create homelessness, create crime.
We just rape and pillage.
We rape
this
and
country.
pillage ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
It's literally like we wake up in the morning and we say, how can we fuck ourselves in the ass?
Yes. I mean, what was the thing? Like the deficit just increased like 600 billion in the last
our
week.
interest is insane. We have fucking.
I'm telling you.
We are absurd.
There's a guy that wakes up and
Yeah.
the U.S. government goes, okay, ass.
But I think
Fast.
I think
I wanna
actually
fuck.
what you guys either of you said, no one wants anyone to actually benefit from it.
No,
we
that's
just,
the problem.
We just give the money to everyone else to
Everyone
benefit.
else, yes. That's it. That's literally it. We can't imagine if we knew who's like a hated business person.
Bill Gates.
Elon.
Okay, let's take Bill Gates. Imagine there was a way to solve the opioid crisis, but Bill Gates gets $1 trillion.
No one would want it.
Oh,
yes.
they would say no, yeah.
No one would want it.
And
Which
you
is
also-
$1 trillion problem.
Yeah.
But the
the fact
Sacklers
that
get
American lives are dying,
Yeah.
I would value every American life at $100 million being dead. And we've lost 5 million? Something like that? Something
Millions of
crazy?
people have died.
Millions of people.
For sure.
It's wild.
More people have died from opioids than
Any war.
any war on American
I
soil.
think 500,000 people have
I think
died.
it's, yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever. 3,000 died in 9/11.
Yeah.
And 500,000 died
Yeah.
on American soil.
I mean, it's decreasing the life expectancy for whatever that is, males,
White males.
white males. I mean, do you realize how absurd that is?
Yes.
Like the overall numbers are going down for
Yeah.
a group
Yeah.
because of one issue.
Yeah.
And really, I would say,
That's
people
really interesting. I'm really curious.
That's it.
That's it.
You know,
It's like I'm glad you
it's
brought
just
it up.
short-term gains. Also, I think another big part of it is like, how can we make this deal today?
yeah.
Like, yo, I'm gonna blah blah blah. We're gonna send the money to Ukraine. We're gonna this like investing. One thing this country does not do well is invest in long-term strategy.
No.
I mean, how did Afghanistan go? We just don't do that well.
Well, the problem was historically where we invested is in the military and our presence with our military. And that is not the topic of the day anymore. Like the topic of the day is like our country is struggling for the first time in, a long time.
Yeah.
Probably since the 80s. This is like the worst America's been. And so
Yeah, because to be honest, I think this whole hating billionaires, I think it's kind of new. And I think this thing has been building for some time because we don't mind if the government doesn't mind if the owners of Raytheon get rich. I think there's this new, which is just going to make the problem even worse. But there's this new, when you're a publicly facing billionaire, will do anything to not give you the money. But we've been making certain people filthy rich. The Sacklers.
Yep.
but they kept it quiet,
Yeah. And they hired the right
Yes.
people.
Yeah. And I think that's,
Do you think it's solvable?
No.
no, of course not.
I really don't. I think it's I think it's one of those things that almost like a company, when a company is on a certain spiral, it's just nearly impossible to pull out of because the next action reinforces the next action. And I think, I hope I'm really, really wrong, but I think there's a rock bottom moment that needs to happen that we're not even close to because people are still, AOC is still going on her thing. And they're AOC, in 8 years or however old, if age isn't whatever, could be president. That could happen.
Sure.
So I don't see it. We're still voting in more and more alt-left DAs. We're still, all actual signs are that we're still going harder in that direction.
So my question really is, when we just legislate $100 billion,
Yeah.
which is what's happening right now.
Yep.
And we're just wait, none of that's coming to the U.S.? When does that?
Well, people say
Correct.
it. People say it loud and clear. I think you have to hit a
it's
rock
both
bottom.
sides, right? So
Yeah. It's
obviously-
bipartisan. I think you have to hit a rock bottom that
Like-
we are not even close to. That's what I think. I mean, it has to stop sometime, or China just owns us. But China's has their own problems. Yeah. So who's gonna? That's the only thing that keeps us safe.
Where there's no one threatening American dominance.
The only thing that keeps us safe. But we're gonna take like the whole everyone down with us. We're gonna hit a rock bottom, and then we're gonna grow out of it. And it's probably gonna be a great period.
Because even
that
with
could be
oil,
20 years.
U.S. still makes the most oil in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a net importer.
Like you make the most.
Or net exporter. Sorry.
Yeah, we make the most oil. China's imploding.
But if you think about
that's what's keeping us safe.
If you think about our homeless population in Los Angeles, what's it really cost? $10 million to clean everything up?
And no, way more than that.
50?
I don't know because everyone's so incompetent.
What is cleaning it up? What is cleaning up? You got to give. You have to give every homeless person $1 million.
Everyone gets a residence, and
that's $1 million.
They have a doctor. They watch their drug intake and all that.
I want that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take that too. Have a doctor watch my drug intake.
That'd be sick.
But my point is, like, how much is that?
No, it's a lot. It's not 10 million.
Okay, is it 100?
I think it's in the billions.
You think it's $1 billion for LA?
Yes. Do you understand? Everyone also like you have to take everyone to the cleaners on government contracts. Hammer costs 2 G's.
All right, so Indo-Pacific got 14.
Who's Indo-Pacific?
We can't get $1 billion in LA?
Who's Indo-Pacific? What are they up to?
Indo-Pacific sound like
this is like a general area. Oh damn, we're just handing out checks to general areas now. Northwest
region,
off the Atlantic.
That's my point. We can't even protect LA, but we're giving Indo-Pacific 14.
I mean, to be fair, Indo-Pacific, if it includes Taiwan,
it does.
Then it's more important than the homeless people in Los Angeles.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Specifically Taiwan. But I do not think Ukraine is more important than American homeless people.
Given 60% of that $100 billion go to Ukraine.
Yeah, so like let's give Ukraine 5 and let's give 55 billion to American homeless. And then every homeless person gets a doctor, whatever you want. You want them the house, a off-white set, whatever they want.
Get them on Ghost. They can buy some fucking goods.
Yeah, get some Prime Energy.
Like Prime Energy drinks.
Yeah, it's wild to me. And it's wild to me that because even the more I'm sitting here thinking about it, like we villainize not only billionaires really, but we're in a period of villainizing like corporations.
Yeah.
Like, oh, corporate, blah, blah, blah. Like, and labor unions and, we're trying to like tear everything down.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of unions that are making certain businesses almost unmanageable.
Yeah.
But they're the ones, I mean, I'm guessing. And
by the way, like the perfect example of where we're at as a society is Greta Thunberg with her Free Palestine picture. She needs
to stop.
She's
and she got
worst.
fake arrested. It's just like, but you know what it is? She doesn't need to stop. There's adults that are choosing that she's the one. Like it's not her. If they stop co-signing her, she's forgotten about tomorrow. They are choosing whatever the climate change meeting happens, that the best marketing is to keep leaning into Greta.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey guys, it worked. She had a hot speech. Where's my childhood?
Yeah.
What about me?
By the way, go fucking kick some grass.
Literally. It's going to be fine.
It's fine. Let me tell you something about climate change.
Your grandkids might be
We were all we're in parks all weekend. It's great.
Right. It's just, you got to know when to lean out of a strategy.
Yeah.
And the climate change, look, I don't know. Like I also sense this thing happening where climate change is becoming, like people are shitting on it. And I don't think that's smart either.
I know, but let me ask you a question.
Overplayed
I don't know anything about climate change. I know zero. Okay,
yeah.
Zero, less than zero.
Let me tell you.
I have a question.
Come to me.
Let's ask Greta.
Come to me. Where's my childhood?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Stop fucking posting on Instagram.
Stop touring around and doing speeches and literally go play with some toys.
There was like an ice age, right?
Yeah.
That wiped out everybody.
Correct.
Well, what gas vehicles were happening then?
Yeah. Ford.
Okay, so Ford was there pre-Ice Age. Because I love the Ice Age movie.
Point? What's your point?
What he's saying is that the climate has changed.
Climate's going to change with or without us.
Climate is never static.
There's no debate that we are contributing to all these
they're
climate
like,
problems.
But
half a
don't
degree
know.
of
But I'm
water
not
temperature.
saying Greta's like the.
I know, but
should be
like
the voice.
we had an ice age pre-climate change thesis.
Yes. The answer is D. Yes. The climate has never been static. It is
Yes.
always fluctuating up
Yes.
and down.
That's the argument against all like the progressive points.
Look, I think that from all I gather, the logical.
They should watch the movie. The whole thing. Everyone, all of the mammoth. Everyone was fucked.
This is what I think. The logical, reasonable explanation is the climate has never been static. It has always changed. We are having an impact on it. The question
I agree
is,
with that. I agree with that.
The question
I mean,
is,
you have to.
what level of impact and what can we honestly do to lessen it? Now, here's from the smartest people in the world, the number one way is nuclear energy. The number one way to not do it is to scream at people and say, stop driving. What's your carbon footprint? That will never work.
Keep flying private.
We need more and more energy. Members
Yeah.
tent over here has to fuel up his jet.
Yeah.
We
That
need
Succession, them is 18 bathrooms that killed like 17 turtles.
Exactly. That guy,
300 turtles a year at torch.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
What?
We adopted a turtle.
Austin's just
Yeah, you
murdering
better
turtles.
keep it. I'm gonna keep an eye on that fucking turtle. I texted. I saw Amanda post it. She was like, "You guys want it?" I was like, "No, I do not want that."
Yeah, we're gonna drop off some plastic straws. Survival of the fittest. But no. So the point is, like, there are reasonable solutions, but we're not even. No one even talks about nuclear or like reasonable.
No, they don't want
solutions.
to.
They want to scream and yell
Yeah.
at rich people for flying private.
Yes.
It's so stupid.
yes.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
And apparently, way worse than global warming is global cooling. Apparently, that's way more. If that
really-
happened,
Do you
I
think?
It would be
I
devastating.
watched
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
They-
No,
but
all those
I
guys
actually
were
really
wiped
wanted-
out.
Yeah.
The
Do you think-
sloth.
Yeah,
Do you think
everyone's
in our
gone.
lifetime we will correct government waste?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
No, like even at the margins, 10%.
No. Why?
In our lifetime, I think it's possible. At the margins,
This is-
10%. It's possible. Because the only thing that I don't get is like what something has to happen. Or does it never just because we're still the biggest? So
'Cause-
everyone's just
We have morons running this country.
No, but I also think it's the first time
literally
because of.
morons.
Literally.
I mean, obviously
You're right.
we're.
Give us your dumbest, your weakest, your stupidest.
It's the first
Did you
time though that people have actually challenged the government in a public way, like podcasts, YouTubes.
Yeah.
Like Joe
I
Rogan
know, but it's
obviously
not
does
affecting
this.
voting.
It's not, but yet. But my point is it going to affect legislation?
No.
I would actually say Donald Trump is a pretty wild example of people being more fed up with this shit than we thought.
Yeah.
I never thought in 2016, I didn't think he had a chance.
So if you find
me,
a
that is-
candidate that actually speaks to the audience,
You somehow had a reasonable Trump. But to me, voting in Donald Trump is a sign that people are willing to,
radical change.
Yeah.
That's fair.
because that was all drain the swamp, burn it down. I mean, we know people who are very smart people
by the
who
way,
are just like, fuck it, we need to mix it
I
up.
think if you found the right candidate, drain the swamp would. If put it like this, if Donald Trump was not like any of the racial undertone,
Yeah.
I think he would be the most popular president ever.
Yeah. I agree.
His biggest problem is that he literally offends 99% of the people he's talking about.
Yeah.
But if he didn't, I think the message of like, he's basically calling out as it is. He's like, this is all full of shit.
Yeah.
And it is.
But also the way that the whole system, this is the other thing, this is the thing that scares me on the other side, is the way the whole system of voting for presidents is designed. It's not designed for a reasonable person to win.
No.
Like what if, I'm saying what if, I'm not saying anything. What if Michael Bloomberg would have been a great president? We had no idea. He said like one thing on a debate stage and got smoked, fucking lit on fire $200 million and was out. No chance. Like it's built for psychos to win.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think in our lifetime, 10% on it. I think that's possible. But I think it gets really rocky before that. And I think
just
we're probably
really
80.
like jarring when I saw the 100 billion.
That's like every month.
I know, but my point is,
Yeah.
we now know the information immediately, which we didn't know.
But honest question.
10
If
years
we
ago.
are paying Israel, Iran, and Palestine, why aren't they all, why aren't we just saying, hey guys, hey, Big Daddy
Everyone will get
Big Daddy
money.
checkbook.
Stop.
Let's all just calm it down.
Yeah.
We'll fucking write some checks.
By the way, in that 100, give 30 to Russia. Call it a day.
like,
Stop.
why are we letting this happen?
Give $1 billion to LA homeless population.
Nah, you can't do that.
Come on.
$1 billion. That would solve everything.
No, you wouldn't. You know why? Because like we'll hear about the LA City Councilman that bought the Succession House for $180 million and added 7 bathrooms.
Yeah, that's true.
Great.
That's true.
18 bathrooms are nice.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get how,
Man, I would piss all over that house.
like, literally just 18
destroy.
bathrooms are going to miss everyone.
Yeah, I would literally be like, I gotta hit all 18.
I think if you just went in that house and started peeing, you would hit a toilet.
That's the problem,
There's
right?
5 bedrooms, 18 bathrooms. They're just.
What's Lil Wayne's line? He has a line. He
the
goes,
bathrooms.
shit all day.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't mean to joke about the Israel situation at all, but I don't understand how we write all these checks to everyone and then they can go to war and they can do all this stuff. And we just, what do? We just keep writing checks to everyone?
By the
Like,
way,
where's our
so
leadership? Why
here's
aren't we
the-
leading in like,
So I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime, but I think it's finally come to light that it's a big grift. Like when we write these checks, like Zelensky's going to have 10 billion in his Swiss bank account
yeah,
and he's going to live in Dubai. Like, I don't know if 30 years ago people knew that.
that's true. But we're not even
problem
close
is
to
we know that.
stop
So
it.
we started now.
The only thing,
We know it now.
Start now.
So it's going to be like 100 years from now where people are going to be like, okay, no, we can't do
so
that.
the only thing with Zelensky is that, like, I mean, guessing CIA is just gonna be like,
No, that's going to ship him off to Dubai.
Yeah, ship him off
He's
to
a fucking
Dubai. What are you talking
comedian. What's he going to do?
so what's the deal with
Yeah,
Russia?
exactly. What's the
dong,
deal?
dong, dong.
Don't say he was banging his dick on a fucking piano.
Yes.
That fucking cocksucker, I hate him so much.
Yes.
He's the biggest piece of shit of this lifetime.
But you got to understand, like, I mean, well, I'm getting way in over my head here, but like, we did it.
Yeah.
Like, we put him in
Put him
there,
up,
kept
yeah.
him in there. He's just doing
that's
our
my
bidding.
point. Like, I don't think 30 years ago, the Zelensky, we would have known about it. Now we can joke about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
And obviously we're one piece of it, but Joe Rogan's talking about it. YouTube's talking
We're the
about
biggest piece.
it. Yeah, we're the biggest piece.
Yeah.
But my point
I know
is,
Zelensky's dong sounds pretty big. He's playing piano with
If he
it.
can hit
That's
those
pretty
keys, yeah,
impressive.
they're pretty hard to hit.
he should do fucking porn. I mean, Jesus.
He probably will in fucking when he's in his palace in Dubai in fucking 10 years.
But
Yes. So I think the lagging, I mean, how long does it take? 50 years?
I don't think
Yeah.
it takes that long. I actually think it happens faster. I'm more optimistic.
I think you need, like, unfortunately, I hate to say this because I don't ever want this to happen, but like, you need like raging riots in the streets. Like, these people are so incentivized to not stop doing
Yeah,
this,
I get it.
you know? But I think in a weird way, and do not put this on TikTok, there is some hope in Trump. What almost happened?
Yeah.
Because he didn't get in there and change his whole tune and start playing ball. He kind of kept doing it his way.
Yeah.
He did get elected with so many people ready to flip the table. It's just, if you could somehow get someone without that polarizing fucking
Here's the thing: is
crazy.
I actually think there's a lot of people who could do exactly what you're doing, but they won't get elected because to get elected is a different, like
Yeah.
a gene. Like you
Yeah.
literally have to be kind of defected to get elected.
you also have to be
Yeah.
kind of,
crazy.
yeah, you have to be
especially
insane.
today, more so than ever. Because today you're competing for the clicks.
Like Barack Obama, I don't think would get elected today. He's too down the middle.
Yeah, he went to
Not too boring.
too boring.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
just
think
down the
about it.
middle.
The only candidates anyone's talking about is Donald Trump, Vivek Ramaswamy, and RFK.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And they're
Biden's
all
gonna,
fucking
and
kind
Biden's
of
gonna
on
win.
the,
Yeah.
on the fringe.
Yeah.
and Biden's going to win.
Because you used to be able to just, I think, I mean, not to oversimplify, I think you, like with Barack Obama, well, they did heavy Facebook. George W. Bush, you pick the fucking guy, the dumb
Run
son.
in the middle, fucking.
Yeah.
You run him through all the big media. He goes and does his stops. You make him look good in all the papers. That's your guy.
Yeah.
But now you got to compete for fucking
TikTok.
likes and Vivek's tweeting about everything that happens and fucking Trump just called Rosie O'Donnell a pig. You got to compete with all this?
Yeah. There's no political strategist.
Josh laughed at that.
The Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, it's an outdated joke, but how can you compete on a day-to-day basis?
Trump put her in the coffin, huh?
Yeah.
Just like you haven't heard from her.
He put the final nail. I mean, I think she's on her way out.
All right, let's move on.
Oh, how fun. Okay. Harvard.
Can we talk about Disney? I know it's on the list.
Let's go.
Let's talk about Disney.
Sunday night in studio. We're
What happened
cruising.
with Disney?
Selling to Apple.
So ESPN has always been the majority of the profits of Disney.
I think it's like 50% of profits.
2.9 versus 2.3.
So ESPN owns Disney.
It's
Yeah.
always been known, but
Yeah.
I think it's the first time they actually released the breakout.
Yeah.
And ESPN faces a very interesting decline because the cable bundle is declining.
But is it though? If it's still making 2.9 billion in profit,
but it's like 2.9 going to 2.8 to 2.7. So like
I don't
you
know.
price companies on growth. You don't price companies on
that's fair.
decline.
Okay.
And everyone's trying to figure out what is Disney going to do because their actual entertainment property is declining.
Yeah.
And ESPN's declining. And Bob Iger is the CEO and he's got
declining.
a hedge fund activist that wants to kick him out. I think it's fascinating. It's a really fun, not fun, but it's an interesting topic to track right now.
I think it's fun. I mean, I think, look, at the end of the day, when you go public, it becomes sort of a sport. You're allowed to have fun with it. I think it's a very fun business topic because also on this very podcast, when they launched Disney Plus 4 years ago or whenever that was, we went on and on about how Disney is so undervalued.
Yep.
It's such a buy. And it seemed like that at the time. And here we are now. You're talking about an activist investor taking over.
What we realized is ESPN is only worth football.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
It's the sports
It's football.
rights, right? So they have the NFL, the NBA. That's it.
Can you
And
tell me why
college football.
Why not
Football.
basketball or anything? Football,
No,
is this-
NBA, NFL, and college football.
But I'm saying, why are you saying that? Why are you
Yeah,
saying only
'cause,
football?
I mean,
No,
NFL is the
no offense,
majority,
but
but,
NBA
NBA
means nothing.
and college football matter.
So, like, if you could guess, like, of ESPN's revenue, what % is football responsible for? 80?
Everything. The
of
whole thing is
ESPN, I
football.
would say it's 70%. NBA is probably 15%. College football is probably
No. I think NBA and I think NFL and college football ratings are way bigger than NBA.
Okay,
Way
so
bigger.
college football and NFL are 70%. NBA is probably the
10%, and I think all the other nonsense is
College football ratings are bigger than
College
NBA.
football is like-
blockbuster.
college. I mean,
I still wake up on Saturday morning watching College Game Day.
I watch College Game Day. I watch
And
Big
Big
Noon
Noon.
Kickoff. I watch
Are
all
those
the
kids all millionaires now?
Everyone's a millionaire.
All the stars?
Yeah.
Because the whole NCAA. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
obviously
NIL,
so
yeah.
out of the loop here.
Everyone's making money.
Okay.
College football is bigger than ever. It's funny because like you would think college is irrelevant. Nothing bigger than college football.
I can't believe it's bigger than the NBA.
Way bigger. If you could value the franchises of colleges, they're like I would say that, you know, you take the Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, you know, these schools, they're worth billions.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Disney's market cap is
What is it? 200 billion?
151 billion.
Oof.
Take out football. What's Disney worth?
60 billion.
Pretty wild.
The mouse is dead.
It's the shield.
Let me tell you something about the mouse. They have traps. Kill him.
The woke trap.
Yeah.
They caught him in the woke
They
trap.
caught him. Yeah. I think the mouse is too unpredictable because you don't know what you're going to get for Snow White.
Well, we didn't know the mouse was going to go alt left.
Yeah.
We thought the mouse was going to be down the middle.
College football, let me tell you, is not woke at all.
No.
Zero.
The SEC's not woke.
Is anyone kneeling or anything?
Fuck no. Absolutely not. No one wants to kneel in college football.
Oh my gosh.
If you look at Saturday, ABC, ESPN, it's like if you imagine just taking 700 Twinkies of college football and smashing it in your face. That is what ABC and ESPN
I mean,
is.
if you think about like, if you want to like gauge the temperature of the country, Pat McAfee got an $85 million deal
Yeah.
with ESPN. He's
What did Goofy get?
No, but
what did Snow White get? Fucking
my point is
canceled.
he's not what you think like a woke person is. He's a tank top guy that has Aaron Rodgers talking about Mr. Pfizer.
That's what's funny to me is I think woke is actually a pretty niche. It's kind of like streetwear.
Yeah.
You know, woke's like that brand that you feel like you see everyone wearing, but you find out they're only doing, $6 million in revenue. And I feel like we've treated it the last 5 years. It became like a trend.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Yes. And it's like, hey guys, this isn't fucking Ralph Lauren here.
No.
This is a small Fairfax brand.
Yeah.
And it's altering like what all these big companies are doing. And the appetite is fucking Pat McAfee. I see him. He's standing up with a fucking sloppy tank top on and just, hey, what the fuck, Aaron Rodgers? I see it. That's America.
That's insane that Pat McAfee's on your radar because you don't watch sports.
At all. But I know, you want to know why he's on my radar? Is because it's interesting to me that Barstool is so good at like finding these people, but then couldn't keep them.
They don't got the budget.
But like, don't you think that had they invested and ridden the momentum, they would have succeeded?
So I think if I'm looking at Barstool objectively, I'm watching the Saturday USC Utah game, which was horrendous. But there's a high noon commercial, prime time with Dave Portnoy in it. I think this guy, he is part of the machine that makes the talent.
Because I guess you're right. Like Call Her Daddy doesn't have to be profitable for Spotify.
No.
And McAfee doesn't have to
work for Barstool.
For ESPN.
Yeah.
ESPN.
I mean, for ESPN, absolutely not. Yeah. If you look at a single entity.
Where Barstool doesn't have that type of machine.
No, but I think Barstool has enough of a machine where if you look at it just objectively, I think even though Dave Portnoy lost all this talent, he's got a cash machine, which is what matters. You have to make money.
There's rumors. I don't know. I have no idea if any of it's factual, but there's rumors that he paid Gilly and Wallow, who have a show called $1 Million Worth of Game, that he paid them like $50-75 million. That's like he finally like tried to keep one.
Wow.
I have no idea. They're just all over podcasts talking about they made crazy money. But that's like supposedly the first attempt at like, okay, we're going to try to.
Who's Gilly and Wallow?
Gilly's like an old rapper from Philly. Wallow's his maybe cousin or something, but they have a hilarious like rap podcast called $1 Million Worth of Game. But apparently that's the one. So that's why I know Pat McAfee, because I've paid attention to that. But I also just see him. He has an iconic like look, like the tank top and the fucking yelling and the stand. Who stands up during a podcast or whatever the fuck he's doing.
I mean, I literally watch his simulcast during big ESPN games. ESPN will have like the traditional announcer. ESPN 2 will have Pat McAfee on the sideline with a tank top, and a cowboy hat, and like the game is half the screen, and I'll still watch it because it's funny.
How did Disney, not ESPN, how did Disney go from fucking Disney Plus, undervalued,
to basically betting on Pat McAfee?
Literally.
And Stephen A. Smith. There's two people.
I think wokeness has so much to do with it.
100% it did. 100%.
Well, no, the cable bundle has most to do with it.
But when you think about like new Disney properties that are going to come out this year and Disney and, it's fucking Disney. You just think like, there's that drama with the fucking Cinderella or whatever. Snow White. And there's fucking
100%. Like when you leave the bubble, you hear about Disney. It is like, I don't know. People.
No, but I think the cable bundle is obviously the biggest portion of the profits. That's declining.
But how come they're not able to make it up in Disney Plus?
Well, it's a terrible business. I mean,
because the cost.
Netflix
streaming sucks.
Netflix figured it out.
I mean, Netflix spent 20 years.
They also
doing it.
own like
Now they're profitable.
Oh,
yeah.
They own NFL. They own like.
But also like you can't. Sorry, keep going. I just jumped.
No, go ahead.
It's just, I think that when you have the declining cable bundle, but you also can't really bank, like Snow White should be Blockbuster. And if you can't really bank on that, you're getting hit from both sides.
That Snow White will never see the light of day.
It shouldn't, right?
No.
So
that girl.
so how much did you?
That girl's never.
So how much did you just put into that? And now you have to can your movie. So all your revenue from new properties is shitty.
They should just get Margot Robbie, do Snow White, go make $1 billion.
Snow really white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
White as
really
shit.
white.
White as shit.
Snow
really
white
white.
shit.
Snow White as shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right. Before we get out of here, we have some big news coming out of China, really. TikTok.
Putin give you that info?
Yeah, this
So
is
it was a
Putin's
G.
segment. This is G and Putin segment.
Yeah.
I'm hedging for our potential future. I want to start early and say, hey, remember in 2023 when I started pumping you guys up? TikTok, ByteDance. ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, crushing. I mean, as you would imagine.
ByteDance, the parent of TikTok, reported in 2022 $85.2 billion of revenue. $85.2 billion.
And that's ByteDance, the parent company.
What
Yes.
else is under ByteDance?
Nothing.
No, they have China apps.
But it's one of those like that's
I would say
90%
That's
TikTok.
90%. It's
I would
like
say 60 billions from TikTok.
I would say 83.
The other 20 is from the CCP.
Yeah, there's
or maybe
nothing.
fucking Biden wrote him a check. I don't know.
7 billion of Indo-Pacific.
Yeah, that's part of that Indo-Pacific bill.
20 billion of operating profit.
It sounds
20
like they're
billion
figuring
on
out.
80 billion of revenue?
Operating profit. We'll see what EBITDA is.
It sounds like they're figuring out shop.
So
And
no,
shop-
I think what they're doing is taking all the money they made last year and said, fuck it, we're gonna figure out shop. We're gonna
Yeah.
burn every last penny.
But I'm saying it sounds like they're figuring it out.
I'm very confident when I think about TikTok, Shein, not so much Temu. Temu to me is still the outlier. Like I don't believe in that long term.
Yeah.
TikTok and Shein for shopping. It is Amazon. It is.
I also just want to put that on top of our previous conversation about all the jobs that we gave up. That is also money we're just building nice little towns over in China with. They have their own Minnesota
Yeah.
There's a lot of Minnesotas in China.
It was like
funded by
7,000.
America. Because the other thing is the TikTok, I mean, just for the listener, like TikTok shop, you pay TikTok, like the money goes through TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not, I don't know. I guess in my head, I kind of thought like, oh, it's like the way that it interfaces with your Shopify. I mean, if they're doing a significant part of somebody's revenue, it's just more that they're capturing and deciding the terms. And
I think the big thing with TikTok is that like the content is like, if you think about the most influential content that influences consumption, it's 100% on TikTok today.
Mm-hmm.
My gut tells me YouTube is number 2, Instagram is number 3. I don't know what else is number 4. Whatever. Snapchat, whatever. TV. Yeah. But I think TikTok organic content is number 1. So if you think about it from that perspective, they basically have the entire market as long as they execute it. And if you shop right now on TikTok Shop, it's like 20% off, 30% off.
Yep.
They're subsidizing it and they pay the sellers the full price.
Yep.
They don't give a shit.
Yep.
They're
That
gonna
part's-
win. And then Shein is like basically, I think, number 2 most popular brand among Gen Z in America behind Nike now.
That's wild. Because originally I kind of thought like everyone will buy Shein, but they won't talk about it. Like it'll be sort of like, the undershirt is Shein, but the jacket is, whatever. Kids don't care.
And
I don't think.
so when we talk about, if you're a politician and listening to the podcast, if Shein is number 2, no one gives a fuck about climate change.
I mean, not even kinda.
Not even kinda.
No.
They enjoy.
Somebody should tell Greta. Somebody should explain to Greta about what's going on over at Shein.
Let me tell you,
Greta's
Greta.
buying Shein.
Yes, of course she is.
Yeah.
Do you think honestly that Greta understands at any moment how big of a issue Shein is for her overall?
I don't think Greta understands much.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what I think about her, so let's move on.
I mean, that's just what's crazy, dude. And we're fucking handing like what American, fast fashion company is just crushing in China? Which one?
Zero.
Oh,
Yeah. And by the way, Shein just did a deal with Spark. Spark, for those that don't know, basically has a lot of the licenses from Authentic Brands Group and Simon Property.
Mm-hmm.
So they do like Forever 21. They do, I think, Lucky Brand, Nautica. They have like a whole slew of brands they do. Shein took ownership of this business, $300 to $400 million worth of shares of Shein to buy a third of Spark. And then Spark got 1% of Shein, less than 1% of Shein. So that means Shein is going all in on brands. And by the way, go look up Authentic Brands Group. They have half of IP in fucking America.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time between Shein is all of your favorite brands, cheaper prices, incredible distribution. This is like the long game that you want your company playing.
It's so dumb of us.
Yeah. By the way, Authentic probably owns the rights to Greta. They're selling a t-shirt for $2.99.
Did you make that up?
No. Why not?
Why not?
I bet you can find
I bet you give it a year or two, there'll be a Greta related item coming out of Shein.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just as crazy. And we're not even concerned about it.
No.
Politicians.
Well, we don't understand it. We're morons.
How can you not understand? I mean, TikTok is going to quietly fucking take over shopping, I think.
I don't think it's going to be quiet. I think it's pretty loud.
Yeah, he said it's going to be bigger than Amazon.
I think it's going to be bigger than Amazon.
I mean, why not?
Because
I have never, at least with our business, I have never in my history of even selling products seen items sell as much related to TikTok on any other platform.
Yeah.
Like there's something about, I don't know why, but if you really figure out shopping and there's the item and let me just buy it right here. I mean, I think probably a significant portion of the items that are selling on Amazon are marketed on TikTok. So why not just cut them out?
100%. What the only competitive advantage Amazon has today is their ability to distribute products faster than anyone else. That's it.
So Amazon will end up being Shein's distributor.
If Amazon
potentially, right?
It'd be a great deal.
I mean, the problem is I think ByteDance is worth like
350 billion.
350 billion. So Amazon can't buy it.
We got to shut it down. We just start now. Just fucking let's create some American billionaires. Let's subsidize.
No, you need to create an American trillionaire. If AOC could accept, if AOC wants to make me a trillionaire, I can help her. I know what to do.
She doesn't.
She doesn't.
It helps that you're Indian.
You'd rather have Zelensky be a trillionaire.
You know, she doesn't want to be a trillionaire.
She wants Zelensky.
Definitely not white.
The white guy.
White guy from the Midwest.
No.
She wants to see you homeless.
But am I mistaken? Am I not mistaken that AOC is driving a Tesla and flying private?
Yes.
She's definitely flying private.
And driving
she definitely has a Tesla.
Do you realize what we're dealing with here? Did you see that Rashida Tlaib tweeted about the hospital bombing in Palestine? That, it looks like was a missile fired from Gaza, not from Israel. But even if the point is like not proven yet and kind of looks like, and just didn't delete it. And then also the next day when everyone was sort of saying, hey, this is a little fishy, went up on stage at like a rally and cried about it. Like how irresponsible.
I mean, what's so surprising? These politicians are frauds.
I think after all this time, I still had a little.
I think there will be that politician in our lifetime.
I don't
that
think
is
so.
The real deal. I do.
I actually don't. I have pretty deep skepticism.
I think it's going to be someone that has independent wealth that can only do it.
But we hate them right now.
But what are they going to do?
That's the problem, is that we do hate them.
But also you have AOC. Okay, this is right now what we have. You have AOC, the people you're hearing the most from, or a lot from, AOC on one side and Rashida Tlaib on them, and then fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene and Josh Hawley.
Yeah, both. All
And fucking that other
lunatics.
guy, Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
It's just like,
The dummies.
how do you go from that to like, imagine looking at Congress and you're like, my faith is in those people. I feel good about them.
Yeah.
From where we are today.
Yeah, I
Looney
wouldn't.
Tunes.
All four of the people you mentioned are morons.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They're
But those are
complete
the people
morons.
you hear the most
I mean,
from.
Matt Gaetz is obviously like a pervert idiot.
He looks
Rashida
great.
Tlaib has a fucking Palestinian flag in her office. You shouldn't even have allowed to have a non-American flag anywhere in the fucking Capitol.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous.
Ugh. All right. Hey.
Shout outs!
Everyone have a good week. We got
Everyone
some shout outs.
excited.
Woo.
Big shout out from Christian to my awesome coworkers, Dalton and Melanie. They've both been working extremely hard during this record-breaking pistachio harvest.
Didn't expect that.
You're in the home stretch. Finish off the season strong. On a side note, I have a case of smoky barbecue kernels headed your way, Anand. Enjoy it.
What the fuck?
Can't wait.
Hey, I want some smoky kernels.
By the way, the
Is
smoky
this your friend?
pistachios
They're so
is so good. He
They're so
came to
good.
the last
you
group
already
chat.
had them.
Yeah, they're so good. They're
They're
incredible.
really good.
And the irony is, Dominic is deathly allergic to pistachios.
Really?
Deathly.
But
So-
not peanuts?
Pistachios and cashews. So I eat that in the office. We have cashew literally like fucking like a
That's
cashew farm
crazy.
in our office.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Next one. All right. If you've been a day one Kathy, you know this.
Literally day one.
This is from Mark Sperling, co-founder of Group Y, producer of Complex Con. He wanted to make sure all the Kathys get a discount code for Complex Con
Nice.
in Long Beach in November. Use the code group chat. You get 10% off all GA and VIP tickets. You got to check out the lineup, the brands, the food. I'll be out there. You guys going to make it?
When is it?
18th, 19th, I think. Your schedule's open, drama.
That seems
what are you
like a
looking
stop
at?
by. Yeah.
Fuck out of here. What are you playing golf? Jerking off?
I
Come
got
on.
a puppy. Yeah, we'll be out there. I want to go see what's going on. What the new hot brands are.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be out there. Mark, thank you. Use the code group chat. Complex Con. Get the tickets. This is big.
Big. Okay.
All right, guys.
Let's wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, well, that was fun. I mean, once again, I feel like this was a good example of like a Sunday in studio chatty episode, but also not like, we didn't argue.
No.
We didn't get all fired up. That was great.
It's great.
It was great in studio chat about all things going on in the world. Hit us up. Let us know what you thought. Make sure you, like and subscribe on our socials. And I'm supposed to say more often now, if you like group chat, tell somebody. Share it with them.
Smash that button.
Smash that like button. Let people know you're listening and try to recruit more Kathys. Okay. We're building a little army here and we need you to act as a Kathy recruiter.
Yes.
At Succession House, I got stopped for the podcast.
See?
One of the bathroom attendants.
There was an army of bathroom attendants.
There's like 60 people working in the bathroom. Of course,
Oh, my
somebody's
God.
got to listen to the podcast.
Yep. Okay, there it is. Everyone have a great week. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Bye.